Good morning, world. Thanks for tuning in. Well, it's a bit hot and it's July. It's rather warm out on the mountain trails, so riding off-road for the moment is a bit off. So I'm taking it easy, and so is my little Voge 300 rally, my mate Donkey, so I thought I'd give him some TLC. But I wasn't going to make a video, but I had a problem with it, and I don't believe it's the bike. Somebody said my back wheel was looking like it was, like the wheel bearing was going, because it was wobbling. Now then, going back a bit, last December I fitted new tyres, Shinko E804-805 Adventure Trails, and I set off to Morocco, and that was over 8,000 kilometers ago. And I noticed on my trip that in the mornings when it was cold, the rear, as I started riding, would wobble slightly. And it reminded me of when I had my enduro bike with the mousses in. And when the mousses were worn out, they would do that until they got warm again, till eventually they got so bad, eventually I couldn't ride the bike. I went back to tubes after that. Anyway, this tyre was doing this, and after a couple of minutes, the wobble would go. It would just go away. And I thought, well, it's all right. I checked the wheel bearing seemed to have no play, otherwise it would get worse, not better. There was no noises. When I spun the wheel, it seemed fine with the bike lifted. And I didn't know what it was, so there was nothing I could do. Keep riding, rode all these thousands of kilometers, came home. But gradually it has been getting worse, and I noticed the other day a friend rode it. He said, it is a wobble on the back, you need to do something about it. It was taking longer to go away, and eventually it just getting too bad. So I was looking at the bike, and I've looked at the wheel bearings, and I can't see any fault with the wheel bearings. All the suspension linkages are good, tight. There's no play on that. So I put the wheel on the wheel balancer, and I was shocked. So I'll talk about that. So this is the tyre, and I've looked around the tyre. I can't see any bulges, deformities or anything. But when I had it on the wheel, and I wish I'd filmed it, the wheel balance was really out. I put all these weights on it, and it still hadn't completely eradicated the wheel balance. So I just gave up in the end, and I decided to take it off and investigate. And as I say, the wheel bearings are fine. They're smooth, there's no grating, there's no play in them. And that's after 15,000 kilometers. So they're still good, not worth replacing. This is the tyre. It's nearing its wear bar there in the middle. But I've decided I don't want to put it back on and just balance the wheel and see how it goes, because when I ran the wheel and looking at it like I was spinning it this way, you could see it was doing this. And it's the tyre. The tyre must have a deformity somehow, and it's just got worse and worse. So there's no point putting that back on. And another thing about this tyre I should talk about, I like this tyre. It's done me proud, really. And mostly it's gone everywhere I've asked it to do, quite safely, on the road, on off-road, just about everything I ask. But what I've found is, because there's no offset blocks, you know, if it starts to slide out, there's nothing to stop it, nothing to dig in. And I've had that a couple of times. And I don't like it. It's only been minor, but it seems to be getting worse because the tread's gone down. And so I wouldn't actually use them again, unless I was doing a lot of road miles and maybe just a bit of track, you know, easy track work. But so I've decided to upgrade and go to more knobby, and I've been recommended these Michelin trackers, and I didn't realise they were so full on knobbies. But anyway, it'll be interesting to see how they go, and I'll fit them and report how I feel about them. Well, that's the Michelin tracker fitted. Easy enough job. Mind you, I've got a heavy duty tube in the back, and that's like a wrestling with a bloody boa constrictor. Not that I've ever done it, but anyway, look, this is on the balancer, and I just thought I'd give it a go. And it's actually not bad. I mean, that Shinko was terrible, but this is quite good. So I mean, you wouldn't normally balance dual sport wheels. Yes, big faster bikes, but look, that's pretty fair, isn't it? Just give it a touch. Yeah, it's slightly off, but I'm going to run it and see how it feels. I didn't balance the Maxis I put on here before the Shinko, and that was fine. So I'm sure this will be absolutely fine. So I have a feeling there was a problem with that tyre, a deformity in that tyre somewhere, which I can't see on the Shinko. Anyway, the mystery of life. Well, that's it. Just come back from a short test ride, and there is no wobble in this new tyre, which just proves it was something to do with the tyre on the Shinko. Anyway, it's past its sell-by date anyway, and I'm going to give this a ride. I've just fitted the front as well, so soon I will take them both out and see how I get on. But so far, this feels quite good. I've only been on the asphalt for a short way, and it hums a bit, but it doesn't feel bad at all.